Welcome again to The Insider, the official podcast for the City of Murfreesboro. I'm Mike Browning. Our topic, renovations to Old Fort Golf Course. And we're here to talk to the director of the Golf Department, Trey Adams, who is joining us. He is a Mississippi native who played for 2 state golf championships, and he's a PGA Class A member as well as a Callaway certified golf fitter. Thanks a lot for being with us and for a second time for coming back.
Thank you, Mike. Glad to be here.
So you're renovating the golf course. A lot of people probably don't realize that golf courses do need renovation every now and then. Why are you doing this?
Sure. Yeah, that's right. Number of reasons. We mainly wanted to address the greens and the bunkers. Currently, we have a cool season grass, bent grass on the greens, which is great about 6 months out of the year, but when it's really hot during the summer months, we have to have fans that circulate air. We have to syringe greens to basically, we have big water hose, they're spraying the greens down with, keep those cool. And then that on top of all of the traffic that we get being a municipal golf course, just doesn't, create ideal conditions. They're more costly to maintain. So we want to address that, have a more playable putting surface for everybody. And then also with the bunkers, similar situation where want to make it more playable. That they have a drainage problem that we want to address, and every time we get a heavy rain, the bunkers wash out, and so we're spending money repairing them and raking them, and so hopefully this, through this renovation process, we can address a lot of that.
I think most people are probably familiar with what happens to their grass during the summer months here when it gets very hot and dry, and some people even try to use a mixed type of grass. So you're actually changing from a grass that's more of a cool season grass, and maybe you know the name of it, to a warmer season grass. Is that just for the greens?
That's just for the greens, that's right. Yeah, so from a yard kind of perspective, that would be going from like fescue to Bermuda. So we're going from, something that's going to do better, maybe in cooler months to something that's going to do better in warmer months, which is also when we're busier. And so people, we've got a green that's, say, 15,000 square feet that's mown at, a tenth of an inch, and you've got 300 people a day walking around the same spot.
Right.
If you walk through the same spot in your yard every single day, but you had 300 people walking through that same spot, things, can wear out pretty quick.
So from a golfer standpoint, does this type of grass play any differently, or is that all up to how it's cut?
Yeah, a lot of it's maintenance. The main thing that golfers will see and I think will appreciate is that you're going to see a lot less what we call ball marks. So basically, when somebody hits a golf shot into the green, it's going to create kind of an indention in the green from the golf ball hitting the green. When you have bent grass and you have to put water on it, and it's also very hot, and you have 300 people hitting golf balls into the greens each day, you get a lot of those. And so then as you're trying to roll the ball across the green, it's obviously not ideal.
It's not even.
Yeah, it's going to hit bumps. And so with the warm season grass that we're going to, it's going to be a lot more durable. It's certainly going to like the heat better, so we're not having to put water on it to soften it up. And you're going to just, with the amount of traffic that we get, you're going to see a much more smooth and even putting surface.
Who is renovating the course? What's their background?
Yeah, so we kind of to start the process, we hired a golf course architect. Nathan Crace with Watermark Golf Design is the architect we chose. We chose him. I knew of some of the work he had done, but also he specializes in bunker renovations. So that's, that was something we were obviously looking for. And then the project, because of the cost and the scope of the project, we had to put it out to bid, and Wadsworth Golf Construction Company won the bid. So,
you said in addition to the greens, the bunkers are being changed. So why is that being done, and what are you doing exactly?
Yeah, so basically we have pretty large bunkers already for the ones that we have, and they have a high wall of sand, which looks great, but it's not easy to play out of if you're maybe not the best golfer. And we want it to still be challenging, but what what we're doing when you have that is when we get a heavy rain, all of that sand washes down. And currently our bunkers don't have any type of liner in there. And so you get a lot of dirt that maybe also washes in with the sand. So you either get sand that's not of a good quality to hit out of, or you're constantly replacing the sand. And then when the ball hits in the sand, it oftentimes wants to bury up. So the new bunker system we're going with, it's the liner. We have a liner in there. It's called the Better Billy Bunker System. And the folks that started that are actually from the Middle Tennessee area, but they do golf courses all over the world now. But it basically uses the whole bunker. There's a gravel base, and they spray a polymer. So the polymer, though, will keep the sand in place, keep it from moving, keep it from washing, but it'll also let water pass through. So now the whole bunker can kind of serve as a drain. There's drainage underneath, pipes underneath, but that will allow the water to dissipate much quicker.
Yeah, so most people are probably surprised to learn that there's that much complexity to a bunker,
Yeah.
but there is drainage underneath.
There is drainage underneath. There's 12-inch pipe that runs out to a pond or some type of area to drain
You
that.
indicated about having to redo the sand, so there's some maintenance cost involved. Is this going to actually save dollars in the long run?
Yeah, every time it rains, we're talking maybe a half inch or more, or at least heavy rain for extended 30 minutes or more probably. It generally takes 2 to 4 people, depending on how severe the rain was, 2 to 4 people, 8 hours to fix the bunkers. And that's not only is that just to pay them to fix the bunkers, but that's also lost time where they could be improving the other parts of the golf course
Right.
as well. So.
And will there be cost savings for the greens as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So biggest thing is as grass gets older, it's more, and especially when you have to maintain the grass the way that it is, they're mowing it every day, they're cutting it super low. We already mentioned the amount of traffic that is on it. And so just as the grass gets older, it's very susceptible to disease pressure. So you're constantly having to apply chemicals to it to keep that grass alive and also keep weeds out. And so not only having new grass will help with that, but also the variety, the warm season grass that we selected, you'll have reduced costs that way as well.
This renovation is obviously going to impact the play on the course to some extent.
Sure.
I think you've reduced the number of holes that you're playing, but then at some point you're having to close. So can you explain all that for the
Absolutely. So basically there's, if you will, 2 phases to this project. They're starting with bunkers now. That started around the middle of January. And so during that process, we're going to have, we only have 9 holes open. And once they complete the bunkers on one 9 holes of the golf course, then we will close the other 9 for them to do bunkers there. So that can happen obviously during the winter. We're not trying to grow grass, we're just moving dirt, replacing sand, and that sort of thing. The greens, though, it'll take place after the bunker renovations are complete. Right now, we just finished up the back 9 bunker renovation today, basically. And so they're starting on the front 9. And once the bunker renovation on the front 9 is complete, of course, currently people can play the back 9, so there's still 9 holes open. But once the bunker renovation is complete on that 9 holes, the front 9 that they're doing now, then they will begin the dirt work or the prep work for the greens. So they'll have to strip the sod off the greens, and they're going to remove the top 4 inches of the soil below the green, and then they're going to replace that with new, what they call greens mix, which is a mixture of sand and some other things as well. And so they're going to do as much as they can basically before they plant grass, before we have to close the back 9.
Because it takes time for grass to grow
Exactly,
as well, right?
Exactly. So the plan is by the end of May, somewhere around the 1st of April is likely when we'll be shut down completely. They'll do, as maybe middle of April, but they'll do as much of the dirt work and prep work on the front 9 as they can. Once they get to the point where they can't do anymore, they'll do the same process to the back 9. And then by the end of May, the grass will be planted. on the greens, and but then we're just waiting on good weather, Mother Nature to give us some time for that to grow in. And
So do you anticipate you'll be closed from April throughout the entire year of the course, or when do you think you might be open?
so probably somewhere around I'd say early fall, late summer to early fall. So probably we're telling people roughly September 1st, maybe to
If all goes
mid-September,
well with the weather.
if all goes well. Yeah.
Now, how are you mitigating this? Because you do have a separate links course, so, or are you sending people to other courses, or what's the plan right now with people?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we hold a lot of events for charity outings, fundraisers, that type of thing, and so certainly those events where they're looking for 18 holes of golf in the summer, we don't have. So we're certainly referring those people to other courses in the area. We're trying to kind of fit what we can in while we're open, but then during the part of the year where we're closed entirely, we do have the 6-hole Bloomfield Links course. So we plan to have pretty much all of our instructional programs going on. All our junior programs will still take place, and we'll still have a chipping green that we actually put this grass in on a couple years ago. That will be open, as well as the driving range at Old Fort and the clubhouse. So you still have a chance to hit a few golf balls, but won't be able to play 18 holes.
Just like repairing a house or making upgrades, I mean, this is a necessary thing that you have to do, but you are going to lose some revenue because of it, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's definitely obviously being shut down. We're shut down during our busiest time of year. Do anticipate losing a decent chunk of revenue. Fortunately, it is going to be kind of split up, from a city aspect over 2 fiscal years. So that helps a bit, but it is, it's kind of like maybe a house. At some point, you've got to replace the roof. It may leak, but the longer you wait, the more costly the repairs can be. And at some point, the greens are kind of the most important thing. If you don't have those, people are not going to come play.
And one thing that I guess we should understand about it is it'd be nice if you could do it all during the winter months and be done.
Sure.
But that's not how the outdoors are, and you have the grass to grow and that kind of thing. So you have to do it during the summer.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, I wish we could do it, be done right about now, but unfortunately, you typically need a combined daytime high and low temperature. If you whatever the high temperature is for the day, whatever the low temperature is for the day. If you add those together, if it's greater than about 130 degrees, that's when you start to see some growth. So that's just when we've got to grow the grass.
All right. Well, we wish you the best with that as the summer progresses. I know you had alluded to the fact that even with the Old Fort being closed during these months, your programs continue, and especially programs for youth and women and that kind of thing. So what are some of those programs that you're engaged in?
Yeah, sure. We've got, I'll kind of go by age. So this is kind of starting at 3 years old. We have a program called SNAG Golf, which stands for Starting New at Golf. And they're basically our player development professional, Emily Miller. She teaches kids. We'll have groups of maybe 10 to 15 kids that she'll teach that are anywhere from 3 to 6 years old. And if you imagine, they're kind of using plastic, oversized golf clubs and like tennis balls, basically, and just kind of introducing golf to them. From there, we offer Bloomfield Linksters, which is 6 to 9, and then we have a 10 to 13-year-old age group. And that's if you imagine Little League baseball or maybe soccer, but golf. So there'll be some practices. There'll be teams. They get jerseys. They'll have. So they're going to learn some skills, but then they go out and play 6 holes, and they're on a team. It's kind of a team format, a scramble, and that all both those take place at Bloomfield.
And so the important thing to know is these programs will continue through the summer.
Right, yeah. So we got a number,
programs.
all the junior programs are going to take place, and then a lot of the adult programs that we offer, like our ladies clinics and Get Golf Ready, and as well as PGA Hope. Most of those are utilizing our driving range and our practice areas, and so we're gonna just fit those in, still with what we have open. So.
And you have a program called Kids Play Free?
That's right.
What's that about?
So Kids Play Free is a kind of a partnership with the Tennessee Golf Foundation, as well as a PGA Tour member, Scott Stallings. Whit Turnbow over at the Tennessee Golf Foundation has really been, kind of helping lead that. And there's a number of courses throughout Tennessee where kids can play free, but Murfreesboro happens to be one of those locations in Middle Tennessee. And essentially, anybody under the age, 17 and under can come into the golf shop at Old Fort. They fill out a very simple registration form. We'll give them a Kids Play Free membership card, and they can go play golf for no cost over at Bloomfield. We've got golf balls there for them. If they need golf balls, we have clubs there for them.
You have clubs they could rent?
Clubs they could, yeah. I mean, it doesn't cost them anything. They're welcome to use
nice.
them. So they for absolutely nothing, they can come play golf if they want to experience that.
And what about this program called PGA Hope?
Yeah, so PGA Hope, it's a golf program for veterans or active duty military. A lot of that same. The Tennessee Golf Foundation and the PGA of America, Tennessee Golf Foundation is obviously for Tennessee, but different foundations and certainly the PGA have kind of partnered to, offer this program to introduce golf to veterans or active duty military as a way to, create community, to get outdoors, to be active, and essentially, again, for no cost, they can learn how to play. So it's a 6-week instructional program for veterans. So if they've if they played at one point in time, maybe earlier in life, and they put down the golf clubs, or maybe they still play, but they've lost their community, or they want to just be around other maybe like-minded people that want to learn how to play or play golf better. It's an awesome program. Again, absolutely no cost to them, and we look forward to running that program this year.
And that program continues on Bloomfield even during the summer this year?
Yeah, so we typically, the first 4 weeks of that program, we're introducing them to golf. So we're starting at the putting green, we're starting on the driving range, and so those things are already going to be open anyway. And then as we introduce them to golf, typically we're doing that at Bloomfield. If we had some that were maybe a little more advanced, we might have gone to Old Fort, but we'll just do that at Bloomfield. We can cover all the bases.
And the adaptive golf equipment that you have, I guess that could be usable even on the other courses.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the solo rider golf cart that can be used. They have a mobility challenge, so yeah, we can certainly do all the things at Bloomfield that we need to do for those programs.
That's great. So if people want to know more about the renovations, or how the schedule is working during the summer, and about some of these other programs, what's the best way to contact you and the course?
Yeah, I would say first just going to our website. We've got kind of a lengthy page about big changes coming 2024, so that kind of gives them a little bit of more detail about what's going on. Also on our website, if you subscribe to our newsletter, we'll send out important updates through email there. But certainly either calling or stopping by the golf shop, any of the staff there can fill people in on what's going on, or myself certainly.
Great. Well, Trey Adams, thanks a lot for being our guest on The Insider. Appreciate your information.
Thank you.
Well, for more information, as Trey said, on the Murfreesboro Golf Department, you can visit oldfortgolfclub.com, or you can call 615-896-2448. We've been highlighting renovations at Old Fort Golf Club with the director of the Murfreesboro Golf Department, Trey Adams. The Insider originates from City Hall. Thanks for listening via Podbeam, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music Audible, as well as Google Podcast. You can also watch The Insider on YouTube. Our producer is Michael Nevels. For more information on the fast-growing city of Murfreesboro, visit murfreesborotn.gov. The Insider is the official podcast for the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Mike Browning, and thanks a lot for joining us.